All right, welcome back to the Capital Mindset Show, everyone. This is kind of making up for yesterday's live stream that was taken down for some quite obvious reasons if you were attending that one. So this one, I guess, again, we're gonna do it as we normally do, and it's just us guys. And I just want to actually go over some things. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the accidental subscriber to the Patreon. I'm going to do that. If you are the subscriber that did this, you know who you are, and we already talked on the live before. I'm going to go ahead and refund it to you right now because I found out you can do this here. So I'm going to go to Patrons, Relationships Manager, and I think I can do it here by clicking on you. So I'm not going to show, I was about to show your info. I was like, I'm not going to show your info, but I'm going to click telling you right now when I'm going to do it, ... more, and I'm going to click refund. You can only refund pledges for past 90 days. Okay, so you did it within the acquired or allotted time. Okay, so it's going to take 5 to 7 business days for it to process for you. So as you listen to this, just note 5 to 7 business days for it to process. If the charge is for an annual pledge, the patron will lose access to your Yeah, it's fine. All right, so I'm going to click refund now. Click. Okay, what's going on? Okay, for some reason it's not working, the refund. Why is it not working? All right, so I'm going to actually share the screen so I can show it, but I don't want... Okay, the email's blocked. It doesn't matter. Oh, no, the email's not blocked. Shit. Okay, hold on. Let me play around with how am I going to hide this. I don't know how I'm going to hide this email. If I put it on this screen... No, it's... trying to figure out how I can hide the email. Okay, but basically I'm trying to click the refund button and it's actually not going for some reason, unless I'm missing something. Does anyone know how to work Patreon, and you can let me know what I'm missing? Because I'm trying to click the... Well, actually, let me do this. I know how I can do this. So I'm going to go on a random website and I'm going to figure out like the sizing. Not YouTube. Let's not go on YouTube. Let's go on, I don't know. Yeah, let's go on whatever. Let's go on... what is this website? We'll use this website. I don't really care. I'm going to try to resize it so you don't see the person's contact information because I don't want to dox them or anything like that. Let's just go on, I guess, CNBC. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, desktop. Okay, so what I want to avoid is, and I really hope this works. Okay, so I really do apologize if I... Okay. Oh, more refund. It's whatever. I'm sorry. I did my best. All right, so I'm clicking the refund button and it's literally not working. Oh, you guys can't even see my mouse. Lol. But yeah, I'm clicking on the refund button and it's not working. I can only click the cancel button next to it. So you can see me highlighting the cancel, and for some reason. So if someone helps me so I can refund this guy his Patreon because he accidentally subscribed to it, then there's well, first of all, I'm not even going to share you guys the link because it was a complete joke and you guys should know that it's a joke. And then second of all, read the disclosure down in the description below. Don't pay me any money. So, all right, with that being said, that kind of covers... Yeah, I know. I tried to cover the info. All right. So with that being said, guys, we can just continue on with the rest of the stream. So if you guys have any questions, I'll answer them. We can talk about pretty much anything. Refund is disabled. Oh, is that why? Okay. So if I go, let me actually see this. Yeah. Well, I already asked. By the way, if you message me and it's easier for this way, I can just Venmo you the money. But let me actually go back and see if... Is that like a feature that I have to enable? Refund is disabled. Okay, so relationship manager, is it really like, is that something they do? More, is that something I have to change? If that's something I have to change, then I'll be able to do it. Yeah, I know. The reason why they're not aligned is that they fell, and I was like, all right, well, I use a green screen most of the time, so I didn't really bother with them. I'm gonna probably take them down at some point. It's saying there isn't a payment record for what? Okay, so maybe it should be settled. All right, so I'll wait a couple days, and then once it's settled, Then I'll actually like come back to this, but I'll remember. All right, but that guy can, if you're watching, you can always message me, and then I will feel free to like pay you back in whatever way you want. You can Venmo or whatever, or Cash App or whatever. I don't really care. Okay, so anyways, going back to this. So there are some kind of key parts that I want to actually talk about. So there is an actual minor thing I do want to actually get to. So it is actually talking about a comment that I received in the last video. All right, or okay, curious if you've ever looked into HCCI stock. Sounds like they're a great business, just not at the right price right now. I'll take a look at them. So I'm going to keep your comment up as I address this current comment. I received a comment in the last live stream or the last portfolio update, and it was regarding actually like showing the brokerage statements. And I just want to be very clear, and I think most of you guys know that, by the way. So this is going to be a little bit different because I was respond in a text argument to the same individual who kind of asks at the same time. And one thing I'll kind of say is, if I was selling like a product, I would of course be doing that, but I'm not here to sell a product. YouTube is a vlog for me. So if I'm here to sell like a service or a product, that entirely, yes, would make sense. So I only show allocation percentage. And by the way, if that would actually be a problem, there's always the chance of you just saying, okay, the guy's full of, S, and, don't listen to him. That's perfectly fine too, because again, this is like a option-based engagement. So you kind of engage with me if you so choose. If you don't, you don't. I would try to explain to the person that, of course, it's not about the dollar amount, even though it could probably be more beneficial. But anyways, the internet's not really a good place for someone to expose net worth, first of all, right? That's not actually what I think a mature adult would do. I think that's kind of getting into a different realm, so to speak. But yeah, just kind of covering that, letting that go. Curious if you ever looked into HCCI stock. Sounds like a great business at the right price. Okay, so that's what this live stream is for. I'm just going to take a look at it. By the way, just so everyone understands, this will be coming to an end in its current fashion. So I just want to be upfront with you actually now. So it's a good time as ever. Some of you already know from the Discord calls that we've had that at some point in the coming future, there will be not big restrictions placed on me personally, but I will be restricted from certain commentary. And that commentary will be limited to, and I can't tell you whether or not I'm restricted on an entity, because that would be almost confirmation of that entity's relationship. So just be aware of that. And I've mentioned this in the past. I've already warned you guys months in advance that this time will eventually come. It is now closer than ever. And so if you give me a stock request and I ignore you, I'm not trying to be a dick. I can't even say that I can't do it. Okay. And so while now I don't have these current restrictions presently, they will be on me pretty shortly. Okay. So, and I also am not entirely sure, because kind of coinciding with the previous comment that I was making, whether or not I can still even share the portfolio, because it constitutes as you can kind of be aware, it constitutes as almost me giving opinions on certain entities, which will be a restriction. All right, so just be aware of that. And it's not, again, I don't want to be a dick. I'm not being a dick to ignore you if you ask a question, and I'll probably see it and I just won't even address it if it's about a stock. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. Anyways, so let's do this stock for now. So that's HCCI stock. So let's see first what the company even is, right? So Heritage Crystal Clean. All right, so what does this company even do? Let's begin there. So, all right, let's go to the white background, because I think that one's a bit more appropriate. And let's actually change this. Let me change this desktop. Okay, so, oh wait, let's go to the screen capture, and I just want to choose. You know what? Actually, let's go to this. It'd be easier for me to just plop it in here. Plop. All right, so you guys are on here on my right side. All right, so let me move you guys here so you guys can see this, and let me zoom out and kind of put you guys there. All right, cool. And where should I put myself? Let me put myself up here in the corner so I'm not blocking anything. Okay, so Heritage Crystal Clean. So let's first, I don't know, let me kind of gauge what the market's thought of it. So over its max period, it's done what? 116%. So I believe that is underperforming the market. So if we compare that to the S&P, this one has, yes, indeed, underperformed the market. And I think it even has underperformed the total world market. So let's actually take a look at that. Okay, actually, no, it has outperformed that one. So if we take a look at just this, yeah, there we go. Just wanted to get rid of both of those. All right, so let's kind of figure out what this company even does. So if I go on their website, environmental services, okay, so crystal clean choice. Are they chemicals? Okay, use oil collection, parts cleansers, absorbents, aquafiltrations, environmental solutions. All right, so then, we can get a kind of a quick glance as the health of the business. So let's go to the investor relations, and I'm blind. Clearly, I'm blind because I was right in front of me. Let's go to SEC filings. Let's take a look at the most recent announcement. That's going to be the 10Q here. We're going to go right here. Let's go to balance sheets. All right, so this is... All right, so what I'm basically just trying to gauge here is if there are any troubles that we can quickly spot right away. So in terms of their cash position, we do see a growth relative to January 21, but that's just a quarter. And relative to their liabilities, let's see this. So accounts payable, so in the current accounts, it's fine. Leases. Okay, and I don't know if you provided content. Let me see this. Okay, so you're saying it's curious to see if you looked at HCCI stock. Sounds like a great business, just not at the right price. So you're already coming with it to the perspective that it's not at the right price. Okay, so I'm going to think that it's probably not at the right price. Probably shouldn't have read that. I should have ignored that and then come back to it with my own opinions. But leases, liabilities, total current liabilities, any long-term debt, other long-term liabilities. So it doesn't seem like they do have any long-term debt outstanding, which is good. Okay, they just have a lot of lease liability obligations, but that's fine. That's probably, again, for their business, so not a big deal. Okay, so then let's actually take a look at the annualized statement. And so I like this. This is a nice little website. It's much easier than some other websites I've seen. So kudos to them. And we have this report to go off of. Let's go to the financials, financial statements. Here we go. Okay, so what I want to kind of look here is actually the operations of the business. So here we found the balance sheet. All right, so here we go. So they have service revenues, product revenues, and rental income. They have rental income. What the heck? Did I see anything here that said rental? That is so weird. Rental income. Okay. So they have a rental business. See, this is something, okay, so we're learning that. So that would be something I'd explore. It seems like it's been pretty stagnant, a little bit of growth from 2019, but 2021, a bit stagnant there. Service revenues, product revenues, okay, so let's see that. Product revenues have risen nicely. I wonder if there's been acquisitions, and then we see service revenues been pretty much flat, standard, okay, the same. Let's go to the statement of cash flow. So they're cash flow positive every single year. Okay, so... And it's been growing. Now this brings up some questions. Okay, so let me look at some different line items. So they have about the same depreciation, nothing absolutely insane there. Share-based compensation, it's more, but it's not dramatically more. Nothing that's really standing out. So now I'm just curious, what is this? The PE? Okay, the PE is a 10.7. Now my question is, why do you think it's not necessarily a buy right now? That's actually a interesting question I have for you. All right, so there might be something a bit nuanced here. It might have something to do with what they're. Okay, so water drum disposal, used oil collection. I mean, right now, let me see this. Are they actually... Okay, so share repurchases, because they are reducing that share count. So this is a business I would definitely have to sit down and take a quicker look at. But all in all, I mean, it's not a business that, they're not having any problems. I can't actually make the determination right now if it's a company I'd be interested in, though. But yeah, okay, so hopefully that answers your question there about looking at it. So we just looked at it together. Okay, so not a question, but the subject matter, the 3-month versus the 10-year bond yield is getting really thin. Yeah, I know, right? You've been seeing that. Bond market is about to go boom. So I know, and Alex, I know that you have really good insights and opinions for, obviously, I'm not going to say why, but you do have very interesting perspectives, I'd say, about it. So yes, the bond market is about to go boom. So it's not a question. I know it's just a subject matter. And I mean, I think we might. Are we still in inversion? Let me actually check. Let me actually make sure. So we just have to find the... Yeah, let's go on the Fred database. Right here. Yeah, we still are. Nice. Okay. So we still are. I talked about this like 3 or 4 live streams ago. So, just bringing it up again. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, so we have a sustained inversion officially, I'd say. I'd love for anyone to provide your opinion. If you want to share your opinion, go ahead about this, and we can have a different conversation about it. Okay, so Bree, fun question. Okay, so who goes bankrupt first, CCL or a firm? Definitely, I'd probably say a firm over CCL because they have a lot of exposure to consumer credit risk. So, like, for example, let's go to AFRM stock. So CCL, I believe that they are actually, they're going to survive. Okay, so let's put them up here. And I think with CCL, I talked about them pretty negatively in the last update video, but also it's a very different circumstance from when, like Everything Money was talking about them back in the day. So the price is lower. Objectively, yeah, it's lower. It's a lot better. So yeah, with Carnival Cruise Corporation, okay, so they're down 5.99%, but let's go back to a firm. Oh, firm's down 10% today. Wow. Well, Friday, not today. Okay, so, I mean, we kind of remember the whole saga of a firm stock. And if we go to, let's actually go to their financials. Let me see if I can find it very quickly. Exactly what I'm looking for. I'll go to like maybe the 10K. Maybe I find it in the annual report. Not the annual, sorry, the, the annual presentation even. Where's your SEC? Where's your SEC tabs? Am I blind? Am I blind? Financial? There we go. Cool. Okay, so we're looking for quarterly and annual form. 22. Choose from list. Let's click current report. I'm sorry, not current report. Oh my gosh, annual report. Stop it. Annual report. Boom. Okay, so let's go to 2021. Well, actually, then I don't want 2021. Let's go to the quarterly report. Gosh darn it, I am like spazzing out here. Quarterly filings, and let's go to 2022 so we can get the most recent up to date. And let's go here. Let's see what damage we can find, if any. Maybe we don't see any. All right, so let's go to this. So this is going to give us a very basic one, but we can scroll through this to see if they have any of that counterparty risk listed here, but that should be actually more listed in the 10K in greater detail at least. So we have cash and cash equivalents. Restricted cash. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm going to try to pay attention to here. The changes going on here. So securities available for sale at fair value, loans held for sale, loans held for investment. So this is what they're keeping. This is actually what they're passing on to a third party, just so you know. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, the line items. Allowance for credit losses, this is what they believe they're not going to be able to recover. And they could always write that up, by the way. It's not fixed, okay? It's not a guarantee. So let's actually then scroll down here. Let's see. Funding debt. Okay, so this is listed separate. Convertible senior notes, issued notes by securitization trust, accrued expenses, accrued interest payable. Okay, so, I mean... Definitely, okay, because some of the problems with a lot of these assets, so for example, these loans right here, we don't necessarily know how safe these are. That's the big problem, all right? So that's the big problem, because they're basically a lending institution. They're a bank, but they're a bank for, low credit, right? So a lending institution like this, you got to be careful with that. So you got to pay attention to that line item specifically. Oh, and by the way, I actually want to say I'm going to be, of course, trying to adapt how I can present information. So something like that, I might not be able to say the specific, entity, but I could say like the, group, I can say something like that is something I'd investigate further. That would be an example of something I think I'm going to be clear to say. But yeah, loans held for investment, you want to, for this one, for pay later, whatever, all the other ones that are doing this is kind of what you want to do in independent analysis. Whether or not you're right or wrong is a different story, but that's where you want to have to focus a decent amount of your research on, see what it is actually that they're lending out to. How do you think if that poses a risk to the overall company or not? Okay, so keep that in mind. And let's go to Carnival Cruise. But yeah, just for the sake of time, because I also want to be able to cover more people's requests, because I'm not on infinite time. Let's go to here. Okay, so it's right in front of me. Last time I did cover this. Okay, so let's go to your financials. All right, oh, there it is. Oh, it disappeared. There we go. Oof, all right. Let's go to 10Q. Beautiful. Okay, so this is, again, I'm going to be analyzing from the perspective of their solvency and liquidity. So if we go to the balance sheet here, and I'll make sure you guys can see it better. Okay, so cool. Let's zoom in. Okay, so the question was, which one do I think, in my personal opinion, is in greater trouble? I'd probably say that we're going to have, I put more of a question mark on Affirm as a difficult one to answer rather than Carnival Cruise. So if I look at Carnival Cruise, we've talked already extensively about the balance sheet destruction that they've accrued over the years after, of course, COVID-19. And let's see here. Let's go to the short-term borrowing. So current liabilities, we can see how much they have to pay within the 1 year period. And they have about $3 billion from the total debt. This short-term borrowings, this is probably like a line of credit, but this is the current portion that they owe off of their long-term debt here that you can see here. If you go back to the videos that I've covered on this company, you can see how it's grown over time. And what happened was, obviously the context is, of course, the pandemic. So the company shored up the balance sheet in an effort to try to survive. So that's their idea behind that. So we can't fault them for that, but we do have to understand that it's not necessarily the same company. So the analysis again, and I don't know why someone, I think it was funny though, someone poo-pooed me in the comments saying that my example was stupid because, Citigroup recovered by market cap. And I'm just like, what? Wait, that doesn't mean the investor recovered whatsoever. And that was the whole point. So if you're thinking that, okay, this is where we're at now, and we're going to go back to this point at some point. So we're going to, let me just do it for absolute percentage return. So we're at $9. So I'll find a period where we're at $9, whatever, close enough. And so if you think you're going to generate a 410% return once, things are back to normal, think again, because you're looking at a different entity today than you were back then. All right, because again, you see that balance sheet destruction. You see that they've also issued a decent amount of shares. All of that has to kind of recover to that old period before that statement becomes true again. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see other questions here. Did I ever look back at not Warner Bros. Discovery, sorry. Walgreens Boots Alliance? No, I haven't. If I'm being honest, I'm not. Let me actually do it now, I guess. Again, I hope that these videos or these live streams are enough for now to kind of, and I got to move. Let me see if I can move this and make it maybe smaller, maybe put you guys here to the side. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so you guys can actually see the chart. Okay, so Walgreens Boots Alliance is trading, appears to be very cheap at a PE of about 6.23. So if we rebought the stock, we'd actually be getting it back at the old prices again. But things are different, right? Or things can be different. And that's actually what we want to pay attention to, because just because it's back to the price doesn't mean that things haven't changed. Things could have changed. Doesn't mean they have changed, though. So, I just want to be careful with that, because I'm not saying they have necessarily, but they could have. Okay, so with Walgreens Boots Alliance, again, I'm going to just be doing a quick look here. I think, for the most part, they did reduce, actually, I don't even need to pull that up to say that. They did reduce their holdings in a company called AmerisourceBergen, ticker symbol ABC. So part of a deal that they had, they acquired about 28% of the company. And this is actually part of a triopoly. I'll show you all three of them right now. If you're curious, go check each of them out individually. But so this is the one I have, so I'll talk about it the least. But Cardinal Health is one. The big one, MCK, is the largest of the three. And so what these guys do, they're basically large, massive distributors of pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, medical equipment, etc. They're the distribution side. So if you kind of think about them together, they form a triopoly of sorts, okay? And so ABC did a deal with Walgreens Boots Alliance where they bought their division, and in exchange, Walgreens got more equity in AmerisourceBergen to the tune of about 28%. More recently, Walgreens Boots Alliance sold it down a little bit to about, I think it was 25%, maybe a little bit less. And so they were able to pay off some debt. So we can actually probably find that. And we see the investors. It's at the top. I like when it's at the top and not at the bottom. So let's go here. Where's the financials? Investors. Okay, there's nothing like that comes down there. Okay, so you guys are a little bit more annoying. See, investor resources probably in here. Dividend. Oh yeah, sometimes they have a dividend reinvestment program, by the way. So you can check out companies if you're interested in checking that out. Yeah, you see. Okay, so you have actually they do have a program, but I think that's expected for this company because it's very popular among dividend investors. Okay, so actually I'm going to change here. Okay, there. I was looking in the wrong place, I guess. Oh, okay. So let's go to 2022. Let's go to quarterly. Well, let's first see if they reported annual. I forget when they report annual. Okay, so let's go to quarterly so we can get the most up to date there. All right, we're just going to take a quick look at the balance sheet to kind of see if they have done what I think they did. So long-term debt, okay, so they actually have more long-term debt, right, than before. And we're comparing the years, they are comparing the August 31st, 2021 with May 31st, 2022. Okay, so I'd actually try to find, why are they doing that? Why are they making this comparison? All right, so whatever. Anyways, they have a little bit more debt than before, okay? They have short-term debt, a little bit more debt there, trades payable. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Okay, so on cash, they have a decent amount more cash. Again, this probably came from the sale, if I had to guess, because I don't think they're issuing shares. I think they just sold the shares that they had in ABC. So, I saw a question that come in. Yes, so the Patreon is a joke. Do not pay for the Patreon. It is a joke. Okay, the subscriber who did pay me on Patreon. After it settles, I tried to refund it to you through the platform. After it settles, I will refund you the payment. Or if you want it sooner, just message me for a Venmo or something. And just so everyone knows, it is a joke. You will not find the link anywhere. You went out of your way if you went onto the Patreon, by the way, because you had to find the link in order to get on there in the first place. All right, anyways. All right, going back to this, I'd probably be interested in taking another look at something like Walgreens Boots Alliance, but it's a mature business, not sexy, not really going to be well loved among, any community. I know it's well loved among the dividend investing community, and, it does appear cheap, just on the surface. On the surface, it looks cheap. Okay, so that covers that. And WBA sounds cool. So there's kind of like summarizing my opinions on WBA. Okay. Capital Mindset. Okay, so Capital Mindset, I did a quick DCF, and I think I got around a $23 fair value. Oh, is that for the stock I just went over? Oh, that's right. That was for HCCI, and it's trading at 29. So, okay, so based on your analysis, you're not too far away. That'd be cool. All right. So, if your analysis is great, it's going to be great. Oh, yes, there we are. Yeah, you see, yes, 10-year inverting. Yeah, so I'm catching up. So I'm going to try and come down here and catch up to you guys. Thoughts on coal? Coal. I think it's cheaper and better performance than oil as energy. Every country needs it at the moment. I think there was actually a point more recently, like not too long ago, where coal was a really good investment. It was back when Vanguard announced their divestment of all the coal assets, and there was just a super amount of negativity around those assets. And I think even BHP, is BHP selling their coal division? I forgot. Let me actually quickly check that, because I don't want to say that and that not be true. But I'm pretty sure BHP is selling a division of fossil fuel energy. It might be the coal division. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, thermal coal. Okay, so it is BHP. So I remember it being PHP. Okay, so what's this about a Patreon? Yeah. So you don't. just so everyone, let me repeat it one more time. Do not do it. Don't do it. Well, Bruss says it as a joke because this is also funny to say. If you join the Patreon, make sure to use credit card debt. But no, don't do that. All right. Whatever you do, don't do that because you'll make it more of a headache for me to refund you. The only one that won't be refundable is the $1 million a month. All right. That's the only one because that one was the only one I will comply with. All right. Okay. So Palantir is, okay. So Palantir. All right. Okay, so we have the request about Palantir. I already have a video on Palantir, by the way, if you're just curious about it. But Palantir is a company that a lot of people talk about here on YouTube, and it has a lot of hype. All right, so let's talk about it. And hype can be well-deserved. It can also be, overextended. So Palantir is sitting at about $9.84, and I remember when people were very excited. And again, go check out the video. That is one of the few times I show. The actual like trade, because I know anyone could have said, oh yeah, I bought Palantir. It's like, okay, well, I showed that I bought Palantir and how I sold it and when I sold it. But again, go check out that video. So anyways, I don't hold Palantir anymore, obviously, for a while now. And when the thing with Palantir is, when you see this, it's a company that's a perfect example of like why a lot of people are investing in it and they don't even know really what it does. Maybe you know what it does, by the way. I'm not saying that you don't, but many people don't know what it even does. And some people kind of maybe overhype its quality. Some people underhype its quality. All right. So you're going to hear different perspectives, but I think the majority of the perspectives you will see, at least on this platform, is of the overhype variant. Okay. Versus like for its quality. So this is something that if you're ever curious, a lot of the Discord members talk about it, and a lot of them have experience in this kind of technology or to some extent. And so they kind of share their perspectives on that front. And it's been kind of varied, I'll be honest. So with Palantir, though, if we're taking a look at this company, one thing I'll kind of highlight is everything can be true about the quality of the business, how it's going to grow. All that can be true. Something you got to be careful of is, of course, let's talk about the class structure of shares. So you have, of course, the management team that controls the company for all intents and purposes, and they're going to do so even without, they sell off a bunch of the business, they're going to control it. So from that point, you're going to have to make a decision, and that decision needs to be, do I trust management? The answer has to be yes or no. Then if the answer is yes, okay, then you can probably proceed. You can make the judgment call to proceed. And then once you proceed, okay, let's take a look at, the prospects of the business. Do you understand the technology? And then, okay, yes or no. If yes, how much do you understand? You don't have to understand it so in depth that, they'd hire you, right? That would mean, okay, only people that could work there should be investors, right? That's not necessarily the case. That's too extreme. But more or less what they do. Okay. And then let's analyze, okay, they have a government business. They have a corporate business. So we have two platforms. We have a Foundry and Gotham, right? How's Gotham doing? How's Foundry doing? Okay, kind of gauge that. Then from there, we can take a look at, let's take a look at the financials. So we go to here, let's go to investors. Okay, where's investors? I don't see it. It tells me it's somewhere. Okay, there we go. It's down here. Can I click? Oh, okay. I just have to click there. Cool. All right. Lots of little demos. So this is interesting to say the least, because when you see a company show these demos, it means that they understand a lot of people are going to come here, at least investors and maybe a lot of retail investors, and they're going to want to try to explain what it is that they do. If you ever listen to a Palantir earnings call, it's pretty boring for the most part. I think in the last one, I did a video reacting to it, and Alex Karp did kind of like a philosophy session on it, but yeah, that's neither here or there. So we go down here, let's take a look at some of these. Okay, so let's see, all forms, let's go to quarterly, that's on 5, and let's just make sure they didn't report let's go to the quarterly. Okay, so I'm gonna go and check out this, and I'm gonna come back here and go back there, and we're gonna go here again. And we're going to do the annual as well, because I also want to take a look at the annual. All right, so let's pull financial statements. Okay. All right, so then let's go to the quarterly. Statement of operations, balance sheets. Okay, cool. And let's scroll out a little bit. I apologize if this one's a little weird for you guys to see. So I'll try to be descriptive. I'm trying to move it here. If I zoom in too much, it doesn't adopt to the screen. So that's why So I apologize in advance. So we have, let's see here. So this is, again, the quarterly. This is the annual versus quarter. So here on December 31st, 2021, when they finished the year, they had $2.2 billion in cash. Not too shabby there. And they have still $2.2 billion in cash March 31st. Okay, so as of March 31st, they still got the amount. And in fact, I'm going to be using just the quarterly for the balance sheet because they have the annual here. So I'm just going to stick to this. Okay, so if we go down to the liabilities portion, do we see anything that stands out? Anything that would be like, okay, that's disgusting, exit out immediately because that's too risky? I don't see anything really. So, okay, that's good. Now, where am I going to be a bit concerned? I'm going to immediately go, in my opinion, I'm going to go to the statement of cash flows, right? Because I'm going to check out, and this is actually because I have some context. I'm not going to play dumb and say I don't have any context. I understand there's a lot of, debate about the validity or the usefulness of this share-based compensation with this company. So I'm not, going to pretend like, oh yeah, I don't know that. Let's explore this. No, I'm going to go straight there. And what I can see there is they have a really decent amount of share-based compensation. So where can this become a problem? So let's take a look at, and this is, again, we're at the annual. All right, we're at the annual. So let's take a look again at the revenue. So revenue's at 1.5 billion. So that's how much they're bringing in sales, right? Sales, they have the cost of goods sold to produce their services, and they have a decent gross profit margin. We talked about this with Uber, which maybe if I get the chance, I'll bring up Uber. But Uber was a company we looked at yesterday for software, and we saw that it's not really the case. Again, it's the way they do their accounting, by the way. But it's the way they recognize the revenue, which I can kind of get to. But here you see, okay, classic software business, high margins, all right? So revenue, 1.5 billion. What was that share-based compensation again? And the share-based compensation was at $778 million. Okay, so the negative net income, if you probably heard this before, you say, okay, well, cash flows provided by operating activities, they're operationally cash flow positive. They're producing $330 million. And I'll highlight here for you guys. This is the number. So that line item right there, that's how much they're producing from operations. Well, it's positive because we're adding back non-cash expense. So there's a non-cash expense of $778 million there, 1.2 billion, the year before that. And that actually produces a positive add back because it's a non-cash expense. And so it makes the cash flows from operations look higher or better than, let's say, the real expense. And this kind of is a incorrect belief that some people have, that stock-based compensation is not a real expense. I've heard this even on CNBC, for example. We've actually done reactions to them when they say this for the purposes of taxation, right? They say that. And that was usually like some professor, but usually it's not even a tax professor. And it was a political science professor, I think, who said that, which is, someone who hasn't studied that stuff ever. But anyways, the tax professionals did actually state it is a real expense, because it is a real expense. And it was the tax video, by the way, if you're curious. All right, anyways. So this is a real expense. We can't ignore that. And that's actually shown in GAAP net income. So if you look at the net income statement, or the income statement, but the net income is saying negative 520 million loss, because that's the loss reflected to you, the owner. Because believe it or not, GAAP, the intention of GAAP is to faithfully represent the ongoings of a business. Whether or not you agree with it, that it is a different story, but that's at least what it's for. Okay, so that's kind of my thoughts on there. That's a bit of a risk you got to pay attention to. So everything can be correct. All of the business could be good. It could be growing really fast. They have to reach a point where they're growing way faster than what it costs them to actually keep the talent. And remember, you have Goliaths there that are just waiting, so to speak. You have Amazon, right? You have Google. You have, Alphabet, to be more precise. And you have all these companies. Snowflake's another one. You can probably take a look at Snowflake and kind of compare the two as far as, which one is making better progress in their respective field. But, Palantir, silent killer, is definitely going to be that share-based compensation. They're paying a lot to keep talent at the firm, okay? And if some of you are working at Palantir, you can probably attest to this maybe. I know that there actually are some of you, among some of you, I know that some of you actually do work at this firm. No name drops ever, but, Okay, so let's see if there's any other inquiries. Internal question, do I trust Palantir's management? LOL, no one does. Okay, but you see, there you go. So for Ricky, he did not pass phase one for this investment. Boom, done. Because especially of that dual class share structure, immediately, if you don't trust the management, you should not be invested. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? They're your stewards of your capital. You shouldn't invest. All right. Hey, Palantir didn't share class mention too. A few people mentioned that different. Yeah, exactly. I mean, people need to mention that. And that it's not all the time a problem, but it can be, especially in the case of Palantir. You really do have to trust the management team. All right. Okay, so semiconductor versus cloud future prospect, which one do you like most and why? Okay, so yeah, very interesting. But I would actually say the cloud over semiconductor, because it's more going to be that the semiconductor is going to sell to the cloud service providers. The cloud service providers are going to, in a lot of ways, make a lot of things in-house. Now, that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Well, sorry. No, I think one is better than the other, but that doesn't mean that the other one's bad. It just means for me, I would prefer probably the cloud service providers. I think that their area has a lot more optimism, right? From my perspective, But I could be wrong too, you know. I know that there are actually, among you guys, there are people who work in cloud and also people who work in the semiconductor industry. So, you know, that's the actual beauty about capital mindset, which as I kind of got to know a lot of you, I know that I'm learning more and more that a lot of the members of my community are very well versed in their field, in vastly different fields, and I actually am proud of that, because it's kind of we're drawing in those kinds of people, right? And don't forget, sign up to my. No, I'm kidding. Don't sign to the Patreon. All right, for anyone new joining, I'll just give the warning once again: do not sign up for the Patreon. It is a complete joke. If you do, you'll cause more work for me to refund you. Okay, so don't do that. All right. And again, if the guy who did sign up is just joining, just in case, you can email me or message me and we can figure out the refund sooner, because apparently I have to wait for the funds to settle. Okay. So there you go. All right. So going through it some more, I listened to the Palantir annuals when Strongman the fall asleep works every time. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, if you want to fall asleep, listen to the Palantir earnings calls. Okay. So how do I learn how to build models like yours? I've learned to build basic models in Excel with Wall Street prep, but nothing like yours. Okay, so, well, you can learn depending on where you go work, because they will teach you, right? For example, there's actually a guy, I disagree with him on a lot of things, and I have no reason to question where he worked, but he supposedly was a JP Morgan analyst, right? And he actually, you know what, I'll shout him out, even though I disagree with him. I want you to be very clear. I disagree with him with a lot. So it goes to show you, these are tools. They don't make you a good investor, but you know what? His content is already out there and it's pretty in depth. So I will actually give him a shout out. He's a much larger channel than mine, so it's not like I'm benefiting him, but credit where credit is due. So I'll show you his channel. But again, let me just be very clear. I disagree with a lot of his opinions in terms of investments. All right. All right, so it is the guy called Rare Liquid. Okay, Rare Liquid.
The markets are
and again, maybe some of you out there discover that he is absolutely not telling the truth. I think he's telling the truth. I have no reason to deny it, but he gives a good breakdown on how to actually build a DCF, right? So I'll show you one of the videos, but you can scroll through this and see kind of why. So I went through this out of curiosity to see if I should even recommend this in the future, because I get questions like yours often. So I went through this video and it appears to be good. Okay, so it's a 2-hour video if you can stomach through it. It has chapters, and there you go. You can watch this. You can build a decent DCF. He has a sponsorship with Wall Street Prep if that kind of irks you away again. But I don't know how old you are if you're currently in school. You'll learn how to do that if you go to school for this. There also is decent, online, you could say, resources that you can learn how to do it. There's books you can buy. And again, you're going to find out very quickly there's so many different variations that, you know, a DCF or a model can be very unique to and that also means some can be bad, some can be good. All right. So I'm just using him because let's say, okay, he was a, quote unquote, JP Morgan analyst. There you go. Argument from authority. Yeah, I'm doing that. Right. Did I not? Yeah, here you go. I was not showing the video. I thought I had the video sharing here. I apologize. That was a fail. Okay. So this is his video. I literally thought I was showing you guys the video. Oh, that was a fail. All right, so let's go through some of that. Okay. I'm gonna be starting the wrap up, guys, just so everyone understands. All right, let me see what's going on. What is this? All right, Apollo, the capital mindset. Okay, I already answered that one. By the way, where's my super chat? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. A huge red flag, Palantir's its investments in startups. Oh yeah, I forgot to even mention that. That's something I forgot to mention. So they did that actually to. It's speculation as to why necessarily they did that, but they have been doing a lot of that, and it's a lot of different data companies. Oh, thank you. I just got a super chat. Julius Caesar gave me $1,000. That's a way you can give me a super chat. You just type in the money, it just prints. But anyways, the the current technology doesn't even exist. Lilium invest. Yeah. So they have a bunch of random investments. I don't necessarily know why they're doing it. They could be because they're trying to, entrench themselves in different industries, et cetera. I really don't know. I couldn't answer to you why. Okay, so I already answered that one. Okay, investment. The reason why I offer so much stock based compensation is because they cannot afford to pay higher. Yes, exactly. So they have to do it. And the shareholders are paying. You're paying. When you buy the shares, you are paying. That's your money. So, of course, that's a bit of a problem. All right. I know. Oh, investing with Cole says we're famous because, or who texted this? Someone texted this. So apparently a YouTuber, Christopher Norland, made a video about us. Yeah, made a video about us. All right. So, I'll take a look at it. Is it bad? Is it a bad video? But yeah, it's because we got to meet Kevin. So go check out the live stream on Strongman Personal Finance. So I was able to ask some questions from you guys well, not you guys specifically, but if you guys attended that, I was trying to ask him the questions you guys were providing because, and then so there was the question that I asked that obviously, you know me, guys. I'm not a dick, so I'm not going to pursue it further. But I did ask the DUI question for you guys on your guys' behalf, and then people kept asking me to ask more about the DUI question. I was like, guys, I already asked that question. So we did get some answers for him about his personal stock recommendation. By the way, go check it out. And that I'll just tell you, it was Enphase. So we got a recommendation from him from Enphase. He talked about Tesla. We got to ask him his projections on Tesla. So again, that's for you guys. I get the answer out. You guys be the judge of it. Go check it out if you're curious about it. And then, of course, you share your opinions about it or have your opinions about it, etc. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Next time, if that ever opportunity happens, I hope you guys, ask more questions so then I can bring out your question to it. But no, there were some pretty good questions. So we did get one, a DUI video. He did get a little bit upset with that DUI video. I'm not DUI video, the DUI question. Okay, so I have a DCF that uses EBIT analyst projections. I use Greenwald's PPP, works pretty well. Yeah, exactly. So you will find there are so many variations to build a model, and some are better than others. Some some are objectively better, some are subjectively better, right? You know what I mean? So everyone's gonna have their own opinions about them. Cool. Okay, so he just called us clowns. It's actually funny. Well, I was kind of text you about it afterwards, but there's interesting stuff between that. But anyways, looked at the beauty industry. Even in a recession, beauty does well. In my biggest sporting economy, what do you think? Okay, so the beauty industry. Ever look at the beauty industry? Yes, I do actually look at the beauty industry. Well, if I do, I kind of pass it over to my wife, which in fact, actually, I should probably go to the mall tomorrow to buy some clothes. But anyways, it's a side comment. So beauty industry, I would defer it to her. If she's ever on the live streams, which she was actually on one live stream, because people ask for like wife reveal. I was like, my wife's already revealed, by the way. But yes, anyways. So she gave her opinions on Ulta. She gave her opinions on Sephora, LVMH, of course, probably her favorite business in terms of product branding and stuff, or the brands that they have, because they have Sephora. She loves Sephora. She gave the perspective of Ulta versus Sephora. So remember that Sephora is owned by LVMH, so you don't get that exposure to Sephora in isolation. But Sephora has been very, very, very successful. Similar to how Ulta's been successful. So, all right, Kevin wasn't having any of it. Yeah. So if you saw it, he got mad. So there's only before you become like a complete dick, there's only so much. So you guys were able to see his response to it, see how he felt about it. He clearly is not happy with it. And so again, go check out the video if you're so curious. I'll tell you the timestamp. It's towards the end of the live stream. We all got to kind of ask some questions. And also, I don't want to hog all the questions, but I asked some of your questions there too. Okay, so I have some friends. They're awesome. Oh, yeah, exactly. My wife just texted me because she's actually watching the live stream from where she is. And she said she has some things that are for, wait, what'd she say? Angolan's friends who they are awesome to your followers comment. Okay, I'm going to text her. What? Elaborate your question or elaborate your comment. All right. Speak. All right. Alta is good as well. Oh, I still have this, by the way. This is, the video here, but yeah. Lemonade is another Kevin pick. Okay. Kevin said, respect for asking questions to meet Kevin in a respectful manner. Always in a respectful manner. No matter who the individual is, that will always be the case. Like I said, back when I kind of made the proposal for kind of a Tesla debate, I said I would treat everyone with the with the degree of respect that a guest will always deserve. Also, it's not even my platform, so I would never even dare. But yeah, always with respect. Even if the person, by the way, is a complete, arse to me. You can actually check out how I respond usually to hater comments. It's usually indicative. That's always how I treat every single person. Even if the comment is very disrespectful or disingenuous. Even remember, there's a commenter who comes on here occasionally. We all know his name. You can see how I'm very lenient on him, right? But that's, again, it's fine. It's fine. So put his wife in more videos. The only one to speak Portuguese. I'm crazy for his channel. Oh, yeah. Okay, now that means it. Okay. Good night, Cole. Good night. You're famous now, Cole. You're famous. All right. What is the main difference between Bank of America and JP Morgan? So JP Morgan has a very, very, very well-developed investment banking group. That's actually one of the biggest differences. So, they will make a ton of money. And also, actually, the exposure of their portfolio. So Bank of America has a decent-sized portfolio exposed to energy debt. All right, sorry about that, not stocks. Energy debt, while JP Morgan's a bit more diversified on that front, but different concentrations. But JP Morgan has a very, very strong and well-developed investment banking group. Not that Bank of America is terrible or anything like that. It's just on another level. And JP Morgan Chase has, I would say, also a much more developed credit card business than Bank of America, which is a bit of an advantage. I know Bank of America has been trying, even though personally, I'll tell you right now, I prefer Bank of America's slew of products and the offerings that they ask. I'm not sponsored by Bank of America, but if you ask me personally, and this is how you can understand it's a fair review and criticism of it, I think that Merrill is a good platform to use in conjunction if you bank at Bank of America because you get a lot of added perks. I'm speaking from the perspective of an American, not if you're foreign. So if, for example, I'll tell you, 20,000 gets you gold, 50,000 gets you platinum, 100,000 gets you that really sweet platinum plus status. And in that, if you're a credit card fanatic, you get a 0 annual fee credit card that gives you 5.25% cash back. So I view that as discounts on my purchases that I would otherwise make. Right? You shouldn't be thinking of it as I'm making money. No, it's a discount, but I like it and I don't have to pay that annual fee. So, when you pay an annual fee on a credit card, which, I don't like too much, but you almost are trying to justify in your mind, why am I paying the annual fee? So for example, the Amex Platinum, nice card, nice to show off and stuff. Really, unless you're traveling a lot, doesn't make too much sense. And are you going to use the points effectively? Be honest. Or are you really using those benefits to their max? Be honest. Some people do, but not all people do. And they benefit from the people who don't. Right? Some of you are asking to see Miss Mindset. No, she's not going to come on here. All right. So I'm going to be, again, closing. Let me review some of the final comments here. But okay, so I like the other guys, but they were scared to ask questions. You did it. Yeah. Be honest, you guys. Did you guys think I was good in asking the questions? Okay. Because, you're balancing out the respectfulness, but also not ignoring the actual, let's say, contentions that the audience had. I wanted to be, or try to at least get that voice of you guys in there. Well, I was surprised that you guys didn't have any other questions. You guys just had the DUI question. I'm saying not you guys specifically, but the audience as a whole just basically want to ask more DUI questions. I was like, guys, like if I ask it again, he was already, he said, well, I don't know if it was towards me, but he said like, fuck off. Like, in the literal sense, he said that. Oi, tudo bem? Eu falo português. My wife's telling me to speak Portuguese. Someone's asking if I speak Portuguese. So I kind of just did. But anyways, I'm going to alienate not half my audience, like 90% of my audience tweets. She's like, oh, no. She's like, she's egging me on to close off. All right. So your Mozambican viewers are requesting that you speak Portuguese in a video. Okay, I will try to do a full, I mean, it'll be a video like no one will understand because it's not really many, but I even thought about doing a video in Spanish. I did a video in English and Spanish with Alex Valleyhead Investing, by the way. So I did that once. It was interesting. All right, above average bruh moment though. Yeah. All right, so Capital Mindset, you salvaged a moment for being a full bruh moment. Oh, you're talking about the interview? I was on a meeting to test debate, Kev. Since you and Kev. Okay, so Andre, next time, if I ever do get the chance, I'll be more pursuant. It's just like, it wasn't that type of video. You know, it wasn't like a Tesla debate video. I did want to see, okay, what are your projections? Because when he said 70+%, I was like, okay. So then I was like, okay, what are your projections on Tesla? And I probably thought correctly, you guys were wondering the same thing. I wonder, were you guys wondering the same thing? And now you guys know. So he believes Tesla's going to grow 50% for 5 years, and I forget what he said afterwards. But again, the video is now there, so you guys can go back and check. Or maybe he only provided a 5-year projection. I got to be honest, like I told you guys in the Discord, I would, kind of listen to what he said and then try to read the comments to see if there are more questions coming up so I can ask them. So I honestly, for some of those answers, I have to go back because I wasn't, so like he said something about bonds and mortgages to pay attention to the 10-year. But I'll be honest, I was kind of having one ear here, my eyes here, and then reading, so internal dialogue kind of messes with you there. Okay, so you were the only one who asked substance worth questions. All right. Yeah, I just want some feedback whether or not that was. Fabio's questions were great. In the heat of the moment, it's hard to ask good questions. Yeah, and I was trying to, again, gauge what you guys wanted to get out of it. Hey, Echoes, how you doing? I'm just basically doing my live stream here, kind of making up for yesterday's live stream because I had to take that off. But good luck on your debate tomorrow, Echoes. I asked him a question, by the way, about the DUI. He got very go watch Strongman. Just watch and kind of get a feel for it. So you should enjoy it. Just go to the end of it, and you can see where Meet Kevin actually came onto the live stream. So it's a shame you weren't on there. You could have gotten like some prep going, but we'll save it for tomorrow, I guess, and I'll see. So yeah, go to the end of the stream. Just scroll through the time bar. It's towards the end. You'll see it, and there were some questions asked. You can probably add that to what you're gonna do tomorrow. Fuhat Hop, yeah, that was funny yesterday. All right, so 50% growth. Yeah, okay, so this is what he said. You see, I didn't remember that. All right, so thank you. So he said 50% growth for 5 years, 20 to 30% after that, which is optimistic. It's optimistic. Kevin is going to come at you guys like sharks, like a shark with knees. 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 I don't know. Kevin was drunk AF on the Strongman stream. Yeah, I couldn't really tell, but I'm not very good at it in terms of telling. So I would be a terrible cop. I would definitely need extra training on that front to kind of gauge that. But I could tell there was something like kind of off. I didn't know if it was because emotions, tiredness. I really couldn't tell. Okay, so yeah, Fabio, your thoughts on Star Wars: The Old Republic? Look, I'll tell you right now, just if you didn't know this about me, I used to be a fan of Star Wars. I'm not that much of a fan of Star Wars anymore. Say least. Oh yeah, it's not showing up your comment here. So that you see it, sometimes this widget does that where your comment shows up on YouTube, but it doesn't show up there, unfortunately. All right, he was drunk. He had your videos taken down. It didn't seem to problematic. Yeah, so Cole got to ask that question, but he didn't want to. They didn't really get too much into it. Actually did a job with Kevin than these guys did. They got scared and starstruck. I mean, okay, did you guys agree with Screw College? Screw College, is that your honest opinion? It's a time to voice it, by the way. You're not going to get, me hateful towards you, by the way. You have that opinion, go ahead and share it. And, tell me how to improve Screw College, all right? Constructive criticism. Just watch Chris Norland. He called you unintelligent clowns. Oh, that's a shame. I bet you're far more intelligent than him. Fine. Oh, thank you, Gil. Thank you, Gil. Echoes don't back down from Kevin. He was a way of manipulating of conversation. Okay. Well, I'll take a look at the guy's video. I mean, I think he is I think a professor of some sort. But yeah, I'll take a look at his video. It's a shame he said that, but whatever. Echoes don't. Okay, Norland looks like a very depressed. Well, okay, I don't know if he is, but Norland comes off as scammy, to be honest. Vague advice and left being a professor to make. Oh, he left. I thought he's still a professor. Oh yeah. Fabio asks so many good questions. Okay, but that's. Thank you for that opinion. Around the 6-minute mark, he brings you up. He brings me up personally. I mean, I can pull it up. We can kind of see that together, and then we'll close off with that. So Norland. Drinking and driving. Oh my God. My wife has a sense of humor. She sent me the Instagram post. What the heck? What am I looking for? Yeah, this is not the Norland. What's his YouTube channel? Oh, Norlund, not land. Spelled that wrong. Norland. All right, so.
Hey everyone, this is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. So I want to have a discussion with you guys about. I can certainly dumb my content down if I wanted to, but I just don't. Kind of the way I equate life, and this is just talking in terms of everyone makes life choices. We can all make money taking our clothes off if you want to. You can go down to whatever dirty street is in your town or whatever, and you can get paid money to take your clothes off, basically. And that's essentially what these people are doing, right? For entertainment, you can do that. Any of us can do this. The same way you can take your clothes off and talk about Bitcoin, and members or people watch this channel point things out to me. I check out things briefly. But this Meet Kevin guy is now hanging out with these other finance YouTube people when I guess they're doing a shirtless party. This was just a little bit earlier today. And it just makes me realize like most of these people are clowns. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not swearing or anything like that. But there's clowns. And evidently I feel like much of YouTube is sort of that Logan Paul, Kardashian, or who's that, like, that kind of audience. I think that's most of YouTube, to be perfectly frank. I hope there's a space out there for people who want intelligent content. I hope so. I can certainly dumb my content down if I wanted to, but I just don't. Kind of the way I equate life, and this is just talking in terms of everyone makes life choices. We can all make money taking our clothes off if you want to. You can go down to whatever dirty street is in your town or whatever, and you can get paid money to take your clothes off, basically. And that's essentially what these people are doing, right? For entertainment, you can do that. Any of us can do this. The same way you can take your clothes off and talk about Bitcoin. And
well, I mean, he's talking about taking his clothes off. I don't know about you guys, but so well, maybe I'll kind of like reach out to him, see if he wants to talk or something. I don't know. Should I even talk to him? What do you guys think? Capital Mindset, keep playing. Oh, sorry. Oh, it keeps going? I thought he stops there.
Literally one video about Larry Jones. This guy's a scammer. He sells crypto. He has very little education.
Cole, what else is there to
the market, and he can barely read. And I'm just being real. A lot of these people on YouTube, they do is, and Meet Kevin's like the king of it. They'll just look at an article.
Gil Rodriguez, please bring him up. He is jealous. No one asked him to take his shirt off.
I can certainly do that. I mean, I guess I need to just grab articles and just read and highlight with people and circle things, and so it's like super clear. And I don't know, it just makes me feel like much of YouTube is a bunch of clowns, to be really frank. And the reason why I mentioned the Larry guy is because often people in comments like to say that I'm racist, that I just love to tear down black people, right? So if you look at my fraud videos, I made 40 videos of this kind of video. I haven't done one of these for a while. And
all right, now, so yeah, that's the part where he defends. This is it. Oh, sorry. This is it.
You know, out of all of these videos, I made one on Larry, one on Keenan. So that's 2 out of 40 were specifically on black people. That means 30 out of 40 or not. Oh, gee, I sure look racist, right? This is how what you have to deal with when you do YouTube. Is like,
he is a professor.
People don't even care about reality or facts anymore. If you want to call me racist, just say I mostly make videos about scammy white people.
He said a race. He mostly targets white people. It's pretty racist, man. No. All right, so I'm obviously not going to say he's racist. He's not racist. No evidence of that on that front. But yeah, he's a chill version. What? I wouldn't like say that. That's a bit extreme. All right, so I like how he said y'all were talking about Bitcoin. He said we were talking about Bitcoin? Oh no. Okay, so Elon Musk, Mike's he just Steve Virgin's fan. Okay, so I'll actually do this. I'll kind of comment here. Hey Chris. Email me if you want to talk. If you guys want to support this, you guys can go to the video and just like support this chat or this comment itself. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So, always trying to engage. He seems like he would be, I guess we could talk, right? I don't know what the productivity of it would be, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So I'll say, hey, Chris, email me if you want to talk. I will click comment now. And if you guys want to support that, go ahead. All right, cool. So if we can make it happen, we can make it happen. I can bring him on the show because I know he's the larger YouTuber. So technically the decorum, how I'm learning is that the larger YouTuber goes on the smaller YouTuber's platform because it's not necessarily because they have to like you in order to bring you onto their larger platform. So it's completely fine. It's just for the conversation. So, if you guys want to see that happen, go ahead and support that. All right. So let's see here. Even when he smiles, okay, guys. I love you guys. I don't know if you guys are doing that out of defense towards me, but don't worry. It's okay. I'll make videos about it, not racist. No. If he was a legit, a person of pure hate, I would definitely not want to engage with him. Don't worry. I don't think he is that. But yeah, if you are of that, type, I definitely would not engage. It wouldn't be worth my time. It'd just be like, oh, you're annoying. All right. Show Norland your 10 monitors. Yeah. No. It's actually upgraded to 20. I got 20 monitors now. It just goes up to the ceiling and I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded by monitors. This upped my performance in trading. So now I can trade in every millisecond. All right. Every millisecond is a trade profit for me. And I can even trade when the market is closed. That's how powerful the 20 monitors have made me. There's no stopping me now. Ricky Gutierrez said you can make 2% per day and you can do that every single day. No, I say that's false. I can make 5 to 10% every single day. I just follow the chart patterns that I discussed, the dinosaur chart patterns. If you guys can't see that because the stream is private. What isn't that a shame, Cole? Isn't that a shame that the stream is private? So people can't be graced with the dinosaur technical analysis. If only. All right. We can't cry over spilled milk. Echoes, are you a Democrat? Can you please dox your political party to us right now on this stream? This is definitely the place for it. All right, guys. My wife's like, what? When are you closing the stream? Okay. My theory is that the concordant with my son's conventional wisdom, racist personal finance uses echoes and you as token. Wait, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Yeah. That'd be funny though. That'd be absolutely funny. Because I look white as heck, man. You would never even think I was born in Venezuela or something like that. All right, so Fabio, I heard you were talking trash about me on the stream earlier. Yeah, I was. I was saying how you were banned, right? We were talking about it. So go to the video. Yeah, we were talking about you were banned and Chris hasn't unbanned you. And then I also said that he should keep it as, because you comment on what's the other account you have, Zeus? I have a good memory, so I know it is you. You have another account, so. See that, Cole, this is good sport. When you can make fun of yourself, good sport. Good show of confidence right there. Yeah, yeah, that's also something Cole was mentioning. It takes 5 minutes, but yeah, I'll walk him through how to do it. But was you doing anything to prepare? Yeah, actually, Gil, see, look at this. This is how men are. You know, you fight, you become buddies. Look, see, he's telling you to prepare. There you go. MK is a Democrat. Me, Kevin. Yeah, me, Kevin, I know it's a Democrat. I know. I was talking about Echoes, but it's okay. Don't dox yourself on your political party, Echoes. Don't worry. I'll just find out where you live. No, I'm kidding. Hi, I love you. Yeah, I know, that's the account. All right, so yeah, if you guys want this conversation to happen, let me just refresh.
Hey everyone, this is Chris. Welcome back.
Woo! Chris Nolan, teach us the way of high intellect, please. Yeah. So, I got 6 likes. I'll like my own comment. How about that? Yeah, we'll do that. All right. Can someone order me a pizza? I'm not ordering you a pizza. No one order him a pizza. Cole, you must eat water. All right, guys, if that's all the questions you guys have, it's been a wonderful stream. I liked it, short and sweet. And if you guys like these kinds of streams, by the way, let me know, because these are going to be, for now, again, because of what's going on, for now, these are the ways I'm going to be trying to provide content and stuff for you. So, yes, one last thing, finishing us off here. Good night, everyone, and good luck to Echoes for the debate. I won't see it live, unfortunately. I'll try to. Maybe I can time it within one break of what I'm doing tomorrow, and then I can attend. But again, if I can't attend, I hope you do really well in the debate. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. Oh, there you go. Cole dropped my address, and I'll send something better than a pizza. Oh yes, he is going to send you someone, not something. Cole, did you just freaking dox yourself? All right, Cole. I'm now questioning whether I should make this. I'm not going to make this private. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. And yeah, bye.